Story number 6. Right-wing coup d'etat. While the leftist civil society organizations were focused on monetization of their participation in bringing coalition government to power, and while at the same time criminalized elements of the state were busy bearing all the evidence of their misconduct, the right-wing civil society was regrouping with their attempt to destabilize the government and make government ineffective and inefficient in its pursuit to bring them to justice. Already in September 2000, 12 generals of the Croatian army signed a public letter warning the state institutions, civil society representatives, and the media to restrain from providing negative picture on the homeland war and asking for protection of dignity of Croatian army officers and soldiers that participated in it. While this letter was highly diplomatic, the message between the lines was a clear threat to all of those that at that moment were active in trying to put together the truth about the 90s. This threat was considered even more serious as it came not even a month after the assassination of Milan Levar. In days that followed the letter, those generals were forcefully retired by the President Mesic, and some other officers were cleaned from public service. Losing the public power led to series of protests that were organized by 4 veteran organizations in 2001 across the Croatia. Within those protests, Ivo Sanader, at the time president of the HDZ, was a rising leader. Situation culminated in 2002 when so-called chestnut pickers became visible in public sphere and famous or infamous for their continuous walk around the house of General Janko Bobetko. Janko Bobetko was expecting to be served with the arrest warrant from ICTY. The chestnut pickers that were mostly consisted of war veterans and former intelligence operatives were clearly threatening the state with open armed conflict in the case that state decides to arrest General Janko Bobetko. The name chestnut pickers derived from the fact that individuals engaged in this operation of protection of the house of General Janko Bobetko were simply walking around the house 24/7 for some period. And on any questions by the police or the journalists on what is the purpose of their walk around the house, they would simply state that they are picking the chestnuts, as there was a lot of chestnut trees around the house of General Bobetko. Later on, some investigations have established the course of action, which included even planned assassination of President Stjepan Mesic at that time. But public was electrified by patriotic slogans and dominant discourse that ICTY has an attempt to criminalize Croatian people in general. There were other issues that need to be considered at the time. One of the reasons why highest level officers and politicians were resisting the cooperation with ICTY was not just simply protection of the Croatian state or national interest. One of their main worries that affects us even today was that investigations into wrongdoings during the Homeland War would point out at individual enrichment of the highest level officers and their political or personal allies during the course of the Homeland War. Interwoven connections between politics, military, organized crime, smuggling, and different financial and economic interests made some of the actors of the Homeland War extremely rich. For independent observers, the scary coincidence was that exactly the same scenarios were happening at that particular moment in Serbia and Bosnia and Herzegovina. It was the same approach of the war veterans and former army commanders in those countries. It was the same narrative that they used in explaining why cooperation with ICTY should be suspended. And it was the same threats that they made against their own states or their own members of civil society and media. Like an issue of implementing go out to vote campaigns, obviously, even in this situation, we had cooperation between the sides in the war that was way bigger than anyone could anticipate at the moment. In such atmosphere, I was conducting the first comprehensive mapping of corruption in Croatia. Prospects of such initiative to succeed in such environment were not promising. However, after more than 500 civil servants from 5 regions of Croatia participated in providing the qualitative descriptions of prevalent corruption modalities that they face every day, we engaged together with the citizens in open forums in order to understand what deficiencies in the system provided the opportunity for corruption acts to occur and what responses we need in order to efficiently and effectively stop corruption. The results of our endeavor pointed out at few fundamental issues in 2002. Conflict of interest and accountability of the politicians and public administration, freedom of access to information and transparency of the work of the government, public procurement, of course, and finally, one unexpected issue came out: the media. While forums were taking place, there was one issue that determined my destiny. Majority of the citizens that participated in our forums, by consensus, demanded that we need to stop talking about corruption and to do something instead. They explained, mostly based on their disappointment by inactivity of the coalition government, that many had made promises, but few or no one have delivered in this area. For me personally, this consensus of citizens in 5 regions of Croatia that concrete action is needed and that someone has to take responsibility for it was a moral imperative, because we were the one that invited them into those forums, and we were the one that on the declaratory level promised them that we truly want to do something about it. In order to respond to the citizen demands, we established a group of parliamentarians that helped us design and push for new legislation. As a result of this action, we designed new Freedom of Access to Information Act, Conflict of Interest Act, Public Procurement, and the Media Law. In parallel to that, based on very detailed description of the citizens, what they expect from us as an NGO, the Corruption Documentation and Monitoring Project was designed. As some of you already know, we are in this last effort to change the way we think and act against corruption. And here is what I want you to do. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. follow our Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram accounts. And every day, take 10 minutes of your life, watch the video, share it, and ask your friends to share it further. If we succeed in this, they cannot stop it. Finally, participate. For each video, I want you to become a juror and adjudicate and give your opinion on what you believe is the truth and what you believe is right and wrong done by different actors. If you want to save others in this fight, donate to the account on the screen under the title Save the Fight. That's all what I want from you. Everything else will be done by me and only me. Thank you very much.